Wars, rumors of wars. A saga as old as time, when old men that know each other send young men that don't know each other to die and kill each other. It's chaos, it's mad, and it's happening on an ever-increasing rate all over the world. And we're seeing the wars, rumors of wars, nations against nations, kingdoms against kingdoms, and tensions rising like never before. So just in the last 48 hours, these are the biggest news stories again on these threats and levels and what's happening. Putin makes missile announcement. Moscow is ready to start manufacturing systems that were previously banned by the now defunct INF treaty, according to Putin. The Russian defense industry is ready to start producing intermediate and short-range missiles that had been banned under the INF, the Cold War Intermediary Range Nuclear Force Treaty. So that's what INF is. They prohibited these systems, but the US withdrew from it in 2019. Moscow chose to maintain the ban so long as Washington abided by it as well. As I've said, in connection with the US withdrawal from this treaty and the announcement that they are starting production, we also consider ourselves entitled to start research, development, and in the future, production, Putin said on Thursday at a press conference. We are conducting R&D and we are ready to start production. We have already, in principle, given the relevant instructions to our industry. So they have also then, in reading between the lines, been developing and prepping and doing R&D in the background, waiting for America to openly start manufacturing. And then they were going to do exactly the same thing, because it is an arms race and they're threatening each other with similar armaments all the time. So it will just continue. Taiwan placed on high alert over the weekend over waves of missile tests conducted in North China. Taiwan's defense ministry said on Saturday it was monitoring the waves of missile tests taking place in China's far northern region of Inner Mongolia. Democratically governed Taiwan, which China views as its own, obviously, keeps a close watch on Chinese military activities. The ministry said from 4 a.m. on Friday it detected multiple waves of test launches by China's rocket force in Inner Mongolia, which lies 2,000 kilometers, 1,200 miles from Taiwan. They are prepping, they're training, they're planning, not for nothing, not so they can go to the mall, not so that they can roll out new iPhones or Samsung Galaxies, so that they can go to war and save themselves in the process. That's what's happening. They've got a declining birth rate, they've got all sorts of issues they're looking at. They need to make their move soon if they want to maintain their power, and that's how they see it. So the preparation is ramping up because the time is at the door right now. Never before has there been such an opportunity. Never waste a good crisis, as they say on that side. So we are watching this unfold right now in front of us. Putin warns that Europe's capitals will be targeted if US deployment of missiles are made to Germany. Vladimir Putin vowed to target European capitals in a furious tirade as the US seeks to deploy hypersonic missiles to Germany. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov threatened the citizens of countries which could end up hosting American missiles. Peskov said, "We, Russia, have enough capacity to contain the missiles, but the potential victims are the capitals of these countries." So what he's saying, or what Russia essentially is saying, is it's not a problem about we're scared you're going to take us out if you deploy these missiles in your countries. We can deflect them. We've got the systems in place to stop them. But we will retaliate against those countries that dare to assist America in hosting weapons that are a direct threat to Russian sovereignty and lands. That's what they're actually saying. And so they're making sure that all these other countries in NATO know they become legitimate targets by hosting weapons that are a direct threat to Russia. Again, ramping up tensions, ramping up stress, and causing everyone to realize World War III is here. And then my favorite one that came out this week, which is incredible. It's not a good thing, but it's my favorite because it shows you prophetic timing that we're living in. Russia warns Israel of dramatic consequences over its strikes on Syria, i.e. Damascus. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova warns that the Israeli regime's strikes against Syria will escalate tensions in the region and push it to a dangerous abyss. What dangerous abyss? Gog-Magog dangerous abyss? Speaking to reporters during a briefing on Friday, Zakharova said Russia condemns the recent Israeli aggression against the Mediterranean coastal city of Banias in the northwestern province of Tartu. She added that the Israeli aviation carried out the strikes late on Monday under the pretext of arms depots located there. Zakharova emphasized that Russia once again urged the Tel Aviv regime to refrain from resorting to violent actions against Syria and disregarding international law, which may cause dramatic consequences. What could be more dramatic than Russia, Turkey, and all the other nations in the Gog-Magog alliance coming together, agreeing and mobilizing against Israel to come and once and for all show Hamas and Islamic Jihad and Hezbollah and everyone in Iran that's been trying how to actually do it. Come Iran, join us, let's show you how we wipe Israel out and cease them from being a nation or even having a name. Whoops, God wasn't taken into account. Shame, these poor dictators, despots, and power-hungry leaders that don't realize that God sits in the heavens and laughs. He who watches over Israel does not slumber nor sleep. So remember that as well. Regardless of how bad things look and how dire situations may seem, God is on it. His way will come to pass. He has seen the end from the beginning and the beginning from the end. He is in control of all. His will be done. Read the Bible. It's worth it.